and I'd like to welcome everyone to the Kennett Pitches In Project Kickoff Assembly. Now, before we get started here, I'd like to thank Mr. Reggio at the middle school, who has served as my faculty advisor, and he's graciously offered to manage this project at the middle school and continues to make a huge effort. Thank you also to Dr. Barber and all the Kennett principals who have helped with the planning of this event and this project. And finally, thanks to all of you guys for coming and listening to what I have to say. Like many of you, I've been a Phillies fan since I was a little kid. And if you know me, you know I'm not kidding. I still remember my first Phillies game back in 1999 at Veterans Stadium. As you can see, back then I didn't care too much about the score, which was a good thing, considering they weren't so good back then. That was then. But now, isn't it great that the Phillies are in it every year and they're at the peak of their success? I wanted to take my love of baseball and channel it into something worthwhile in the community. That's why I started Kids Pitch In, a nonprofit organization. The mission of Kids Pitch In is to connect the youth of our community to some of the great charitable projects that are being sponsored by Major League Baseball players. My first project for Kids Pitch In is called Kennett Pitches In for the Hamels Foundation. The Hamels Foundation is a charity founded by Phillies pitcher Cole Hamels and his wife Heidi, which focuses on providing educational opportunities for disadvantaged kids both locally and abroad. One of their areas of focus is in the country of Malawi in East Africa. The Hamels Foundation is sponsoring the building of a school in southern Malawi for kids in extreme poverty. The goal of Kennett Pitches In is to raise $10,000 to build a classroom in this school. This would be known as the Kennett Classroom, and it would provide a lasting legacy of giving for the Kennett area. At this point, I would like to introduce the star of this program, Mrs. Heidi Hamels. Mrs. Hamels grew up in a small farming community in Missouri and became a middle school teacher after graduating college. She left teaching in 2002 to join the cast of reality TV show Survivor, where she was a finalist. In 2008, she and her husband, Phillies pitcher Cole Hamels, co-founded the Hamels Foundation. As I'm sure she will be telling us, it has a dual mission of assisting in the educational development of kids in both inner-city Philadelphia as well as Malawi, Africa. So please help me welcome Mrs. Hamels to Kennett High School.
Seeing people like Julia gives me great hope in this country that, this is somebody to really look up to, even at this age. And I'm just so proud to actually know you. And one day I'm going to say, do you know what? I know Julia personally. I know her, not the other way around that you know Cole Hamels. So, again, thank you for that. The Hamels Foundation actually started right after I was on Survivor. I got very sick in the hospital, all types of kidney problems. I weighed 78 pounds for several months. Inability to walk, drink, eat, you name it. So many parasites in my body, intestines, that it took a little over 6 to 7 months just to get rid of all of them. So I just told myself, if I ever get well after that experience, I will start something that helps people with no support system. So we searched, and I was working on my master's degree at the time, and we looked all around the world, tons of, I went to Harvard and Yale and asked, how and what can we do to a third world country, and who really needs the most help out there? And through all the research, they actually found that Malawi, Africa, has the largest AIDS, HIV population in the entire world. And it's a very tiny country, as you will see here in a second. Next slide. There it is. It's a very tiny country, so you can imagine that country having the largest AIDS, HIV population in the world. Over 1 million children there are abandoned from AIDS. It's just staggering to me. It's almost the population of Philadelphia, really. The average age of a household there is 7. Most 7-year-olds are raising the entire family, and they have anywhere from 10 to 15 brothers and sisters. Half of those have AIDS or HIV. So you can imagine just walking through this community and really seeing that there is no hope. I think hope is the best word to use. I've been there myself, my mom's been there, just seeing what $1 will actually go to feed a child there. You just can't put it into words what communities and groups like yourself actually could bring to these kids. So we thought, okay, what's the #1 way to stop the AIDS or HIV cycle? And that is actually through empowering women through education. Because if women can have a skill set, such as farming or raising cattle or chickens, pigs, growing mushrooms, growing fruit, then actually what leads to the AIDS HIV cycle is prostitution, because there is no means for these people to make money. The government just does not have enough sources or funds to take care of them. So the women end up prostituting, so goes on the cycle of AIDS or HIV. So what we came up with was, let's build a school in one of the most impoverished areas that there was, and it happens to be Maui. We're going forward.